My name is Sally, 46 years old. I've been married to my husband, Tom, for 24 years. Our children are grown, and we were living peacefully. One day, I won't be able to come home for a week because of work, Tom said while packing clothes into his travel bag, humming a tune. But I know, Tom is going on a trip with his mistress. A business trip? Of course not. But I decided to say it for now. Yay, business trip. This time, it's quite long, isn't it? The client's president insists on meeting me. If I go, I'll have to play golf and drink with him. It's pretty tough, I see. Of course, it's not. If this were really a business trip, even the client's president should be busy. Spending a whole week together wouldn't be practical for work. But Tom believes I wouldn't realize whatever lies he tells me. It feels like he's mocking me, as if being a wife is that easy. So I decided to probe. It's not the president. It's a woman, isn't it? I said, laughing. For a moment, Tom's hands stopped, but seeing him quickly regain composure, he's quite experienced with cheating, isn't he? Of course not. What's wrong with you? Getting jealous at 46? It's creepy. Creepy, isn't it? We've been together for years. You wouldn't get jealous now. Besides, I'm almost 50. No woman would fall for a man like me. You're the son of a major company's president. Any woman would fall for your money, wouldn't they? Yes, Tom is the son of a major company's president. He's supposed to become the president someday, but who knows if he really will. He has a younger brother and sister who also work at his father-in-law Mike's company. Compared to a son who takes a week off work for a trip with his mistress, his diligent siblings are much more reliable. Moreover, Tom is quite the womanizer. Who on earth did he get that from? It's truly incomprehensible. I don't know how many times he's cheated. Each time, I was left lonely, crying alone, or giving money to the women to make them break up. But those women were all from nightclubs, so as soon as I gave them money, they would break up quickly. But this time, there's nothing for you to worry about, Sally. How can he say that? Really? Maybe it's a trip with your mistress. He was shocked, having been caught in a lie, but he quickly regained his composure again. How much of a liar can he be? Of course not. You're overthinking. I'd never cheat. Trust me, Sally. There's no way I can trust him. If it's a trip with your mistress, I won't forgive you. I don't cheat. I care about you, Sally. That's why I'm going on this unpleasant business trip. Stop saying weird things. Besides, I've never cheated, have I? I'm saying this because you have. Without him knowing, I've taken care of everything. How much longer will he keep lying? But even if I pressed him further, he would never admit it. His heart is already with the other woman. I decided to give up and see him off. The next morning, Tom had a large travel bag. Welled him off. I'll be back in a week, probably. What do you mean, probably? If the client's president asks me to stay longer, I can't refuse, right? In other words, if the woman asks to spend more time together, it's okay, right? I see. That would be tough. You'd be exhausted. Exactly. It's tough, but he's a persistent president, so I have no choice. I understand. Take care, I said calmly. What's with you? It's like we're saying goodbye forever. Saying take care is weird, isn't it? Is it? A week-long business trip is no big deal. I'll be back for sure. If there's a place to return to. True, but accidents happen. Thank you. See you then, he said cheerfully and left, smiling from the doorway. But little did he know that was the last time. As I watched him leave, I immediately started preparing my counterattack. A week later, Tom returned as scheduled. At the same time, my smartphone rang. "Hello, Sally. Sally." He seemed to be in a good mood. "Tom, are you back?" "Yeah, I made it back in a week as promised, but for some reason, the house is empty. I thought it might have been a burglary, but who would steal all the furniture?" "True, that would be over the top. The neighbors would notice." "Exactly. So what does this mean?" "It means we've moved." "Huh? Is that what it is?" "But this is our house." "Why would we move?" "Because I sold it. The house is now under someone else's name." "What? How did that happen?" "I didn't hear anything about this. It was decided while you were away." "So where are you, Sally?" "I'm at your parents' house now." "Really? That's great." He sounded happy. How optimistic can he be? "Finally, you understand. I've always thought a big house like my parents' was better than our small house. It's embarrassing for someone about to become a company president to live in such a small place." That's what he said, but our house was the largest in the neighborhood. Father-in-law Mike had built it for us when the children were born, thinking a small house wouldn't be practical. Yet, he called it small. And besides, my parents are getting older. It's better for a son to live with his parents. It's the right thing to do, don't you think? "I'm glad you finally got it, Sally. You're an admirable wife." He had always wanted to live with his parents. At first, I believed his words. But the in-laws had built us a house, so there was no need for cohabitation. That's why we had been living separately. However, his true intentions gradually became clear. Living with his parents would allow him to travel freely and have affairs without hesitation. That seemed to be his reasoning. It's unclear why he thought that way, but apparently, he was convinced of it. "This is great. It might be tough for you, Sally, living with my parents, but you'll be busy." "Right, I see. If I'm busy, I won't bother you. You'll come over." "I'm starving, so could you cook something?" He's incredibly optimistic. What's going on in his head? After a while, I heard the sound of Tom's car as he returned. "I'm back. Sally, I'm starving." Tom cheerfully entered the room, in a good mood, but waiting for him were Mike, with an angry expression, Jane, looking exasperated, and me, having lost all patience with him. "Welcome home. Tom, did you enjoy your trip with your mistress?" Tom looked at his parents, startled. His parents detested affairs and infidelity. Mike, though he had been a playboy before marriage, loved only his wife after tying the knot. That's how he saw marriage. Naturally, Jane would never tolerate infidelity. As women, we understood each other on that point. The only one who didn't get it was Tom. Why the scary face? "Tom, didn't you hear me? I asked if you enjoyed your trip with your mistress." "What are you talking about? There's no way I'd do that. I told you many times. This was a business trip." "That's strange." When Mike looked into it, he found out there wasn't any business trip. "Oh, that's right. I planned to file the business trip report after I got back. That's why Dad didn't know. That's all there is to it." "Is that so?" I pulled out a large envelope marked with detective agency in front of Tom, who was still pretending to be clueless. "What do you think is inside this? What could it be?" Even as he feigned ignorance, Tom's expression stiffened. "Tom, I told you many times before you left, didn't I? If it's a trip with a mistress, I won't forgive you." "Yay." I took out several photos from the envelope and placed them in front of Tom. "What is the meaning of this?" What could it be?" "What? This is obviously a trip with your mistress. And isn't she the beautiful wife from our neighborhood? She's famous for her looks, but to think she's involved with you, Tom, is shocking." My voice rose in anger. A habit of mine. Tom, knowing my habit, realized things were bad, especially since my hands were trembling. Seeing this, Mike stepped in and confronted Tom on my behalf. What is the meaning of this? There's no mistake that you're having an affair, is there? Mike's voice was calm but filled with anger, much scarier than mine. Well, we happened to meet at the business trip destination, and we thought, why not go sightseeing together? That's strange. You said the client's president insisted on being with you at all times. It's impossible that you'd be sightseeing with someone else. When we got there, the president got busy, so I ended up acting alone. Enough. From the beginning, you just went on a trip with this woman. I'm sorry. Yes, I did go on a trip with her, but it wasn't an affair. Not an affair. If it wasn't, why did you stay at the same hotel? In the same room, no less. The investigation over 3 days showed only photos of you two together, looking quite intimate. This is clearly an affair. Sally. I'm really sorry. Dad, Mom, I apologize. It was just a temporary lapse in judgment. A lapse in judgment. How many times have you cheated before, Tom? Have you forgotten? What? Tom, you may not know, but every time you cheated, I gave money to the women to make them leave you. That's why they suddenly stopped contacting me. Do you have any idea what I've gone through each time? I'm sorry. We're getting a divorce. Divorce? You've been chasing other women. You can't complain if she wants a divorce. Isn't that decision a bit too hasty? We've come this far as a couple. I think we could work things out without getting a divorce. Impossible. In the past, it was nightclub women, but this time, it's someone from the neighborhood. Who knows what will happen next? I've had enough. The kids are grown up now, and I want a divorce. Sally, that's for the best. Tom, sign here. What? This is too sudden. Better to get it done quickly. Sign it now. Don't make her suffer any longer. Mike produced a divorce petition, which I had already signed, to Tom, who had been enjoying his time with other women. This decision might seem abrupt, but for me, I couldn't bear to spend another moment with such a terrible man. Is there no chance to reconsider? None. With us standing firm on the divorce, Tom had no choice but to sign. All right, the divorce is finalized. Tom, leave. But we sold the house, and I have nowhere to go. Besides, this is my parents' house. So what? This is my house. I'm your son, Dad. Can't I live here? Where will Sally live? I'll return to my parents' house. Then can't I stay here? I won't allow it. After hurting someone as good as Sally, there's no way I can forgive you. I see. Well, I guess I have no choice. I'll leave then. As Tom was about to leave, my voice echoed from behind him. I've canceled the credit cards. What? Why? The accounts for the cards were joint. If you need a card, you'll have to apply for one yourself. But I can't just get a new card right away. And I don't even have a personal account. Right. You always said going to the bank was too much trouble, leaving everything to me while you just spent the money. I did work, though. Just worked. That's why it makes sense you don't have a personal account. But since the divorce is final, you'll have to manage everything on your own from now on. I see. So more hassles for me. At that moment, Tom's smartphone rang. Even in this situation, he answered it. Unbelievable. From the conversation, it was clear it was his mistress. It seemed her husband had also found out and thrown her out of the house. She was asking for help, but Tom told her he would call back later and hung up. The moment he ended the call, he turned on me. Sally, did you tell her husband about me? Of course. You destroyed my family. It's only fair her family suffers too. Her husband deserves to know the truth. She was crying. Sally, you had no right to ruin someone else's family. That's a fair point. But coming from Tom, it's ridiculous. Shut up. This is all because you cheated. Don't you see that you are the cause of all this? Ah, enough. Pay compensation to Sally. The kids are grown, so no child support is needed. But hand over all your assets to Sally as reparation for the hardship you've caused her. Unable to oppose the enraged Mike, Tom agreed and left the house. But without credit cards or cash, he had nowhere to go. This is bad. I didn't think everything would be exposed. What should I do? Still optimistic, he thought. I'll go to the office. There's a safe in the president's room. I know the combination, so I can open it. I'll borrow some money. It's the family company's money, so no one can complain if I take some. With this careless plan in mind, Tom sneaked into the president's office, took $50K from the safe, and headed to a luxury hotel. While relaxing after a shower at the hotel, he received a call from his mistress, Anne. Tom, what should I do? Anne, what's wrong? My husband kicked me out. Kicked out. Same here. You too. So where are you now? At a luxury hotel. I'm relaxing in the penthouse suite. Wow. Even after being kicked out, you're staying at a luxury hotel. It's nothing special. I have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do. Can I come to you? That's not possible. What? After being kicked out because of the affair being discovered, meeting with you here could get me fired by Dad. If that happens, I'll lose not only my family but my job too. That would be really bad. But I have nowhere else to go. We're both adults, and now we're responsible for ourselves. You'll have to figure this out on your own. How could you? Your wife told my husband everything, and now you're saying I'm on my own. We had an adult relationship, didn't we? Being adults means not burdening each other even when things go south. If I meet with you now, things could get worse for me. I can't risk seeing you. This is ridiculous. You were the one who approached me. We both had our fun. Don't blame me for everything. Once things settle down, let's go on a nice date. Until then, take care. Wait a minute. Ignoring her desperate plea for help, Tom hung up and lay back on the bed, humming a tune. After a restful sleep in the comfortable bed, Tom went to work as if nothing had happened. But soon after, he was summoned by the president. What could this be about? Getting called in first thing in the morning. Maybe he's going to apologize for kicking me out yesterday. He probably had to say that in front of Sally to resolve things. Dad wouldn't really kick me out. He's too old for that. Good morning, sir. You wanted to see me. Tom greeted the president cheerfully, but the face that awaited him was even more frightening than the day before. You're fired. What? Why? Why am I suddenly being fired? We received word from Sally's dad that our business is canceled. Sally's. Don't you understand? Why is Sally involved in this? Sally is the daughter of the president of one of our major clients. Oh, Tom seemed to have completely forgotten. But as Mike said, I am the daughter of the president of one of the company's key clients. And being a major client, losing this account could sink the company. Do you get it now? Because of you, our company might collapse. That's awful. This is just a marital issue. That's why, to keep the business, I promised to fire you. Why is my firing the condition? That client's president is Sally's father. He found out you've been cheating on his daughter. Of course, he's furious, and it's understandable that he'd threaten to end the business. So you're saying I have to be fired? Exactly. Then can't you just pretend to fire me? Just tell the president you fired me, and he won't know the difference. If that gets discovered, the business deal will surely end. If firing you can save the company, it's a small price to pay. That's terrible. I don't want to lose my job either. You brought this on yourself. It's your responsibility. That's harsh. Isn't there anything we can do? No, there isn't. If I leave, the company will be in trouble too. I'm supposed to be the next president. If I'm gone, there's no successor. You don't need to worry about that. We have a more capable son than you. What, Leon? Yes, exactly. Unlike you, he isn't a womanizer. He won't fail because of women. Being a womanizer just means I'm active and energetic. Don't talk nonsense. Look at the old warlords. They were all womanizers. If that were the case, then every man in the world would be at the top. Don't you understand that only those who put in the effort rise to the top? That may be true. No matter what Tom said to change the president's mind, Mike remained firm, leaving Tom no choice but to give up. Well, I guess I have to go. No, we're not done yet. There's more. Tom, did you take money from the safe? What? I didn't do that. Why would I? This morning, we found the safe door open, and when we checked inside, $50K was missing. Why do you think it's me? I wouldn't steal company money. Funny, because when we checked the security camera, it showed you taking money from the safe. What? No, that must be a mistake. Do you think we'll mistake someone for you? If you confess now, we'll just ask you to return the money. But if you keep denying it, we'll call the police. What? Fine. Yes, I took it. Why? I was kicked out of my house and couldn't use my card. I had no cash either. I had no choice but to get it from somewhere. This is unbelievable. Fine. Return the money, and we'll forget this happened. Tom immediately returned to his locker and brought back a bag of money. But inside, there's only $30K. You took $20K, didn't you? Well, I had nowhere to go, so I stayed at a luxury hotel. I thought if I paid for a week in advance, I wouldn't spend it all at once, so I paid $20K up front. That's why $20K is missing. Tom said cheerfully, not understanding the gravity of the situation. What have you done? How do you plan to return the money? Well, since I'm fired, maybe from my severance pay. All right, then we'll deduct the $20K from your severance. Also, we'll subtract a compensation for Sally. You won't have a cent left. What? That's impossible. You can't take all of my severance pay. How much are you planning to pay Sally? She's the daughter of an important client. And you're my son. That means you'll have to pay a considerable amount. Honestly, your severance pay won't be enough. Is that true? I never imagined it would come to this. If you don't like it, we'll call the police right now. Okay, fine, I understand. I don't want the police involved. Tom thought that it would be better to give up his severance pay rather than have the police involved. Even if he had no money left, he believed someone would eventually help him. To prove this, after leaving the company, Tom called his younger brother and sister. However, both of them had already heard the entire story, and without asking any questions, they both said they wouldn't help. Realizing that no one cared, Tom began to think deeply. This is bad. Is my family really this cold? So this is what it's like when you're rich. They're all so cold. Well, what should I do? Opening his wallet, he found only some loose change. All right, I'll grab a coffee for now. Maybe a good idea will come to me soon. He was still optimistic. Then the perfect idea popped into Tom's head. Wait, we'll call Anne. She said she was kicked out too. She's poor, so she probably has cash with her. So he called the woman he had abandoned. But there was no sweet solution waiting for him. Anne. Sorry for yesterday. Who's this? Who? That's harsh. It's your loving man, Tom. I don't know you. You know me, don't you? We were so in love. You really have the nerve to say that. You abandoned me, telling me to take care of myself when I said I was kicked out of my house. At that time, I was kicked out too, and I didn't know what to do. But now the situation's changed, and I can calmly call you. What do you mean by that? What do I mean? I want to see you. I don't want to see you. I have no interest in someone as dishonest as you. You're staying at a luxury hotel, right? You don't need me. No, that's not true. Right now, I need you. You must need me too. Why would I? We're both lonely. Let's warm each other up. No, thank you. I think it's best that we part ways. You'd be in trouble if we broke up, wouldn't you? You've been kicked out of your house and have nowhere to go. But I'm staying at a luxury hotel. My husband forgave me, and we've reconciled. What? Really? Yes, we agreed I would never cheat again. And we've managed to get back together. Don't contact me again. I don't want to see someone as heartless as you. She said that and hung up on Tom without listening to his words. After that, he tried calling many times, but he was firmly blocked. Tom thought it was over, but then he remembered Anne's words about how apologizing could bring them back together. And he called me. Sally. Tom, do you need something from me? I just wanted to apologize. I'm really sorry, but I love you the most, Sally. Do you think apologizing will make me forgive you? I think so. Because it's you, Sally. We've been married for so long. I don't think I can't forgive you. I love you, Sally. So disgusting. What? That's harsh. Listen, you're a stranger to me now. Saying that now won't bring us back together. I've completely lost affection for you. That's cruel. Don't say that. Is this because you've been fired and have nowhere to go? What? How do you know? I heard it from Mike. He said he's continuing the deal by firing you. Yay, that's true. Don't you think it's awful? I don't think so. You did things that deserved it. It's a reasonable condition for a parent. That's strange. I don't think I did anything that bad. I just did what any man would do. If you fall to hell, let me know. I said that and hung up the phone. After losing everything, Tom spent his days in a luxury hotel room, deep in thought. He should have found a place to rent and secure somewhere to live. But having lived an easy life since birth, he probably thought it would all work out somehow. So he secretly contacted Jane. He thought that kind-hearted Jane would surely be on his side. However, Jane was not lenient when it came to cheating or affairs. She scolded him, asking how he could call himself a man when he couldn't make his wife happy, and hung up the phone. At this point, he must have realized he had no one to rely on. Still, he didn't take action, and spent the whole week without finding any solution. Well, I guess I'll have to leave the hotel. He thought about it casually, but he didn't know that in addition to the accommodation fee, there were extra charges for other services, and he was hit with a large bill. In desperation, he mentioned his father's name and said, "My dad is the president of a corporation. Please bill him." But it wasn't that simple. Mike had already been contacted and had said he wouldn't pay the remaining amount. Not knowing this was happening, Takeshi said he would work it off. And now he is working as an apprentice at the hotel, trying to pay the bill. However, he had never worked such a job before. He seemed to be struggling a lot, and he contacted me, but it was all just complaints. I had no intention of helping him, so I blocked his number, telling him not to call again. As for me, I returned to my parents' house and have been living a graceful life. I'm really glad I broke up with that horrible man.